Hi everyone, it's Mark here again. I'm the founder of the Arts and Culture Network, and we're a growing global community of over 175,000 now, which is nuts, across our 8 arts and culture LinkedIn groups. I don't get to meet everyone, but when I do, it's great. And I've got Aaron Shrimpton here with me today. Aaron's one of our new full members, which is fantastic. And we're going to have some fun. I'm going to create Aaron's fantasy cultural year from the answers to some questions to which there are no wrong answers. You'll be relieved to know. So, Aaron, thank you so much for joining us as a full member and for doing this today. You're not expecting this. I'm throwing this at you. So we'll get it.
I would have worn a nice, some sort of more presentable shirt other than my old Wrangler jumper, but there we go. Thanks for having me.
No, it's my pleasure. So, for the benefit of those who haven't met you before, perhaps you tell us a little bit more about the work that you do, where you're based, and perhaps what's your superpower and where do your passions lie?
My superpower, taking on too many projects, being a little bit too ambitious. I'm based in Basildon, Essex. I am a video maker by trade. I do all kinds of things across music, fashion, arts, culture. Alongside them, I've sort of built a um, projects around community focused works. I've curated and created poetry events, been running for 4 years now at Metal in Southend and Metal in Chalkhall. I'm now project director for a thing called Estuary Dreams, which is which is experimental moving image workshops and exhibitions, other than
Sounds
making videos, films on the side.
sounds great. I've been watching them and I love it. So I'm going to pull up the website so that you can give us a bit of a tour, if that's all right, and where to look for examples of the work. So this is newwaverleystudios.com if you want to check out some of Aaron's work. Where would be a good place to go for some examples, Aaron?
So on the website, newwaverleystudios.com, it's which I completely forgot to mention, I run, which is a collective of freelancers essentially and sort of headed by me. But we are on the website, most of the images on the subsections, if you go down a bit. So that's my headlining video. If you go down, so when you press on these sub brand content, narrative storytelling, if you click onto them, brand content, you click onto one of those. Other than the sub videos, so each of the images connects you to a video. So if you go down, each one of those will link you to an outside link, which will take you to the video. That being one, which was a Levi's advert I did a few years ago,
Hmm.
which was actually shot in Southend, funnily enough, because we were pandemic time, so we couldn't go anywhere glamorous. But I made a story about school, about a group of kids that were hanging out in their mates, sort of like their kind of friend's recording studio or rehearsal room. And I actually hired Adventure Island for 2 hours
Mm.
and had them on, yeah, sort of the fairgrounds, and made people a little bit dizzy.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll also see like Vivo Barefoot that I worked with for quite a few years. And yeah, so anyway, yeah, any of those images can lead to the links.
yeah. Oh, that's great.
One of
So,
my more famous projects I went to Ai Weiwei studio with a crew, and then
yeah,
went to make 3 or 4 videos as part of a campaign. I think it was the United Nations come up with a flag that he created to talk about, humanitarian issues and immigration, migration, and yeah, connecting under
fantastic.
one footprint, which was the image.
Yeah, I love that. So there's lots here for people to go and have a look at. In terms of where you can work, what are the limits?
Where I can work in terms of what in terms of what genre or
Well,
genre.
traveling, if our community is global, so are there any restrictions to where you
No,
can
not at all,
go to?
really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a couple of countries at the moment I'd probably want to avoid
Yes.
for various reasons.
Yeah.
But I've worked all over the place really. Like my last venture was I worked in Canada on a festival. in Lethbridge, Alberta. So yeah, I'm
Mhm.
kind of far-reaching. Would love to work more abroad, really, actually, if there's ever any opportunities.
Excellent. All right, so that's great. So that's newwaverleystudios.com for to find some more examples of the work there, which is great. Now we're both Essex boys, but I'm going to send you off now on a year of study, research, and discovery. That's the plan, based on the work that you do. I'm going to work out what that is in a moment. But I need to place you somewhere in the world for this fantasy cultural year. And I'll do that by asking you, what's your favorite building?
Yeah, the first one, I don't know if it's strange. I don't know if it's I think it's my favorite, but it's the one most vivid in my imagination is Brook House, which is in it's in the centre of Basildon Town Centre, which is where I'm from and still live, actually. And it's kind of like it's a brutalist architectural building that was sort of designed to be the central point of this new town, which Basildon was. And it's quite a sad monument at the moment, because everyone's been evicted because there's quite a lot of issues with the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure everyone's been ousted now. I think there was a few people holding on, but it's just a kind of, I don't know, it like means a lot more to me from memory, and I think it has some sort of yeah, there's a lot wrong. There's a lot more wrong with it than there is right with it, but it's got a fascinating history to it. Um, yeah, and I think it talks a lot about Britain at a certain period of time. Uh,
Yeah, I
but at
found
one
the right
point,
one, haven't I? I know
huh?
it. I know it well.
At one
Um,
point, the top floor was for executives. So when Basildon was built, that was the place to be.
okay,
That was a kind of real sort of place of envy for a lot of people if you lived there. Uh,
right.
Now it's completely abandoned, and I have no idea what they're going to do with it. I've got a kind of ideas of projects I'd like to do something with it. Actually, I actually
Yeah.
for my short film that you've seen, that was I used the stairwell and the corridors for that.
Mm, great. I love that. Um, excellent. Okay. So this is a great place to start. I'd like you to imagine, okay, that you're sitting in a pavement cafe. It's a June evening, 6 o'clock. And they have already reimagined Brook House, and it's a
Mm.
thriving. It's been, revived. Okay, um, with flats and offices, and you're sitting there on the pavement, 6 o'clock, June evening, and there's a drink by your side. What what drink would we find there?
I mean, now unfortunately, you'd probably find a Guinness Zero, or a coffee.
Okay, Guinness. That's fine. Guinness zero coffee.
Finding the hangovers too heavy these days, so yeah.
Yeah, it strikes me that as we get older, our capacity to drink increases, but our ability to recover doesn't.
Yeah,
So
capacity to want to drink increases, and
yeah,
yeah, I'm someone that likes to sort of wake up with enthusiasm and to tackle many projects as opposed to like, putting them off for 3 or 4 days these at the moment,
yeah,
which is what Hangovers successfully does.
absolutely. Well, we're in trouble here because we're just close to the Smuggler's Den pub on the River Crouch here in
Oh,
Hullbridge, and live music 4 nights a week. I mean,
oh wow,
yeah, you should come and do a story on it. It's like a Butlins 1970s common room, the style of it.
wow,
It's been next year is its centenary, and we're going to try and do a music festival
great.
to celebrate that. I play there on a Wednesday because they have open mic, which is great. And okay, now you're sitting there in the sunshine in Basildon, admiring the view of your favorite building that's been refurbished and is the pride of the town, right? Wonderful murals on the sides as well. And uh, there's a book next to you as well on the table. It could be your favorite book. It could be a recent discovery, or something, or a book that's been with you all your life. What did we find there, Aaron?
Oh, Christ. So not to be difficult with, I'm dyslexic, so my reading capacity's never been the greatest. I've lined more to sort of now there's audiobooks occasionally, mostly podcasts, but I one book that really had an impact on me was a book by Bill Viola. It was a book about his art and his philosophies on life, and kind of led me towards being interested in Eastern philosophy, which led me to start meditation. So yeah, that book had a huge effect on me. Bill Viola's a visual artist. He's now passed away. Uh,
Yeah,
but he made a piece of work that I saw when I was at college. We went to this. We got taken to we got taken to a trip. We went to the Royal Academy, and there was an exhibition, and he had this triptych there. Yeah, so buy Bill Viola for many reasons. Yeah.
excellent. That's a great choice.
Oh no, I don't know what the book's called actually, but
Is it The Passions?
no, I think it might be Bill Viola and Bill Viola.
Oh, okay.
It's like they're I think
Mm,
their books similar where they have like David Lynch and David Lynch. They're kind of like I think so.
yeah. Okay. Well, that's worth a look.
Anything about Bill Viola is an interesting read. I don't know.
Excellent. So you're sitting in, you're feeling quite pleased with yourself. Okay. You've just come from a meeting from the top floor of the newly refurbished Brook House with a wealthy Essex-based family foundation. Okay. Who like to support work in the arts. And they've got wind of the work that you're doing with the short films and those really, the storytelling in short film kind of model. And they would like to hire you for a year. Okay. They want you to travel the world to discover best practice in short filmmaking
Hmm.
all over the world. Your business will be managed by an assistant in your absence. Friends and family can come and visit you. It's first class all the way. There'll be a TV crew following you as you look for short filmmakers all over the world. When I say short filmmakers, I don't mean um, short filmmakers. I mean short film makers.
Filmmakers,
Right?
filmmakers.
There's a TED talk in it when you get back. There is a book deal, and if you wish, you can do a university lecture tour at the end of your year of discovery. Does that sound like fun?
It sounds a bit overwhelming, actually.
You'll love it.
Yeah.
It's first class all the way. So, what they'd like you to do is to travel the world and to discover young and emerging filmmakers who are telling wonderful stories about their societies in the medium of short film.
Hmm.
Okay. That's the plan. Now, bear in mind, for our fantasy cultural year, I have a magic wand and a time machine at my disposal. Okay. So, having accepted that, the first thing I need to ask you is where do you want to go first? What city or what area of the world would you start in?
Oh dear. I'd probably say Beijing, actually.
Beijing. Okay. You're on
Yeah.
the plane.
Because
You're
I
on,
mean, say it again.
you're on the plane.
Okay.
Okay. And you've the steward you turned left on the plane because you're traveling first class for this wealthy Essex-based family foundation, and they bring you a Coke Zero and a coffee and a note. And the note is from the family foundation. They've got a musical challenge for you. They'd like you to limit your musical listening to one very specific genre or type of music for 12 months at the expense of all else. So if asked to do that, what genre would you choose?
Oh Christ. Genre. It has to be a genre. God, that's a really tough question. I'd probably say minimal electronic music,
Okay, minimal electronic music. Okay.
like
Um,
Fortet.
sorry.
Like Fortet, he's an artist I've been a big fan of.
Oh yeah, Forte. I've heard. Um, right, you get to Beijing.
Mhm.
Why Beijing, by the way? You were going to add that, I think.
Because when I was at university, I studied in Toronto, and I had an idea about going to Beijing and doing a project. and I had the opportunity to via someone I've met studying, but I just couldn't afford the travel, the time.
Oh. So this time, at somebody else's
Yeah.
expense, you're on the way. You turned left on the plane because it's first class. Now you arrive in Beijing, and a group of young filmmakers um, have taken you under their wing. They've installed you in a wonderful loft apartment with great views of the city. And they say, right, unpack, make yourself at home, relax. We're going to come back later. We're going to take you to a dance performance and then out to dinner. Now, this is where the magic wand and the time machine comes in, because I can put any dance performance I like in front of you on that stage. It doesn't have to be Chinese culture. We can go back in time. You can have any dancers, living or not, any dance style. What would you choose in those circumstances?
Any dance style?
Yeah.
Probably break dance.
Okay. We had breakdancing in the Olympics, didn't we, last year? So,
Yeah.
so that's
Caught myself
problem
watching
solved.
clips online of break dancers, and yeah, Chinese break dancers are amazing.
Yeah. Okay. Great choice. Now, what about dinner after the show? Beijing's got restaurants from all over the world. What would be your cuisine of choice?
Um, it'd be foolish not to go to a an amazing Chinese restaurant, I suppose.
Yeah, I agree. Right. We're going to buzz again. Where are we going next? Anywhere else in the world for this introductory week?
Anywhere else in the world? Barcelona.
Mm, great choice. So, fortunately for you, when you arrive in Barcelona, it's sport day. Okay. And we had breakdancing in the Olympics, we have ice dancing in the Winter Olympics. Some sport constitutes performance art in many people's view. So I can put any sporting event in front of you for a couple of hours. We can go back in time. We can nip to anywhere else in the world. What would you love to watch in those circumstances?
Sports.
Yeah,
Any sports.
any sport, any sporting event, past.
Oh, I'd see like the 100 meters, I think.
Did you catch it at the World Championships?
No, any kind of sort of, I guess 200, something like that would be amazing. 100 meter, yeah, 100 meter sprint.
Nice, excellent. I've often had a problem with the 100 meters
Okay.
because my understanding is they achieve a faster speed at 200 meters.
Yeah, I guess 200, 100, yeah, they kind of feel like one and the same thing.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
because just because you've done that distance in the shortest period of time doesn't mean you were the fastest person in the world, because the fastest person in the world is the person who can run the fastest, like MPH. Okay.
Mhm.
And that's not necessarily sustainable over 100 meters. But so actually Usain Bolt is not the fastest man in the world. There's somebody else who achieved a higher speed, but wasn't.
But took a little while,
Yeah.
long to
Yeah.
get.
Interesting. Okay.
Is
Um,
that blocks then? Really?
yeah. Or that initial burst of speed, or when they get to their cruising speed, is that the fastest speed a man has ever traveled at? So interesting. Excellent. Okay, we're going to buzz again. Aaron, where are we going?
Where are we going next? Edinburgh.
Edinburgh. Lovely. Now in Edinburgh, there's a digitally enhanced art gallery in my world where you can put on some VR glasses and step into the work of a famous artist. It's not like the immersive Van Gogh stuff where you're in a room and it's all over the walls. You're actually in it. You've stepped into it. It's 360 degrees, three-dimensional. The sound, movement, and you can choose any famous visual artist's work to step into. Who would you choose to explore in that way?
David Lynch.
David Lynch, great choice. Love it. Now, I'm going to whisk you back to London, and we're going out together Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And we're going to do something cultural every evening. Okay. Um,
Oh, sorry, I've got a lot of light coming through my window. It's making me
It's
feel
okay, don't
making
worry.
me wince. It's not good for anyone watching this, but oh, crap.
So on Monday,
I might.
that's better. On Monday, we're going to go to a historical pop or rock concert. Okay, we're going to go back in time to a concert that you'd love to revisit. On Tuesday, we're going to the theatre. Wednesday, we're going to a West End musical. Thursday is opera and Friday is film. And between us, we can choose what we see.
Hmm.
So, is there a musical performance that you attended that you'd love to go back to and watch again?
A musical performance, so
As in a concert?
yes, Tom Waits at the Edinburgh
Wow.
Playhouse.
Tom Waits, brilliant. It was the Edinburgh Playhouse.
Yeah.
That's convenient, isn't it?
2007, 2008, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
My the one I missed that I bitterly regret is Bob Marley in the late 70s.
oh wow.
I could have gone and didn't, which was
See, so I saw that gig, but I just wish I could do it again because me and my friend drank too much before we went in, and I don't remember it as well as I should do, you know?
yeah, excellent. Right, theatre. We're in London, so we're going to go to the theatre. Is there a particular play you'd like to see?
I would like to start seeing plays in full stop, because I've not done enough of it in my life. So yeah, I'd like to go and see the new version of Othello, which I saw advertised. That looks really
Mm,
good, where PJ Harvey's done the music for. I think it's
yeah,
Haymarket.
fantastic. We can do that. Now, what about a West End musical or a Broadway musical?
The Book of Mormon.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Neither have I, though.
Well, that would be great because neither of us have seen it. It'd be good. I can't believe that Hamilton's had its 10th anniversary. That's
Yeah,
crazy. Where did that go? Oh, are you an opera fan?
I'm not a fan. I can't say that I've experienced enough of it to be a fan. But
I think next month, um, I think they're doing Tosca at the Royal Opera House. So that would be great. A great introduction, Puccini's Tosca. Now, film, this is a nice one. We're at the IMAX on Waterloo Bridge. We've got the place to ourselves. Actually, no, let's go to the Sphere
okay,
in Las Vegas.
okay.
Have you seen it?
I've seen images of it. Yep.
Yeah, where it's just literally there. We've got the place to ourselves and we can put any movie on we want.
Hmm.
Uh, what's what are you going to choose?
Space Odyssey 2001.
Brilliant. That's one of the movies I'll watch for the music alone. So
I
the
think
other is Interstellar.
it's the best film I've ever seen in a cinema, hands down.
Brilliant. There we go. That's the week done. Now we're nearly there, and I'm going to send you off on this fantasy cultural year, but I'm going to give you a hero lunch. So we're in London. I've booked a beautiful modern Chinese restaurant. You can invite one other person and they will come. It can be anyone you like, living or not. So any historical character or any hero who you just love the chance to spend a couple of hours with picking their brains. Who would that be?
One person, anyone. Okay,
Yeah.
one person, anyone. This is quite an interesting one. I'd like to sort of sit down and chat with Tommy Robinson just to see what's going on there.
Mm, interesting. Yeah, he'd have plenty to share, I'm sure. So,
Yeah, I'd like to have a conversation with him.
yeah.
What's up,
Excellent.
man? What's going on? Do you need a cuddle?
Yeah. There we go. That's your fantasy cultural year done, Aaron. Thanks for that. It's a nice way of getting to know you a bit better.
Thanks very much.
Um, it's it'll be where so for the benefit of everyone watching, this will be on a profile page about Aaron and New Waverley Studios on our website, and it'll be on SoundCloud and Spotify and on YouTube as well. I hope you've enjoyed that, Aaron. Thank you so
I
much
did
again.
actually. Yeah, it's a really good start to the day. So stretched my imagination out and given me
Yeah.
lots of hopeful things to think about.
Please don't rush off, but thanks again for doing this and for being one of our full members. It's very much appreciated, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you very much, Aaron.
My pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.